Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe. Wherever you are, we extend you a very warm welcome. It's such a pleasure to have all of you every Sunday with our non-resident Indian, our brothers and sisters, 32 million of them, those have gone across the different continents, different countries, in different professions, working very hard, bringing proud to India. And not only proud, they're adding a lot of economic value as well. Because when you talk about FDI, India is leading in the world where there's a maximum foreign direct investment coming from world over, and NRIs play a very important role in that. So Sunday evening, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, wherever you are, it's a green morning, green afternoon, green evening, because 5th of June is also coming, the World Environment Day soon. So we are going to talk about, and right over here, you can see the beautiful canvas is Canada, which is calling. What exactly is happening in Canada? The latest what all is going on. We'll talk about that as well. We have got our both the distinguished guests, CPS Surya Vijay Shastri Kotamarti ji, the CEO Kotamarti Group, and Mr. Vikas Malhotra, the tourism strategist, and who is based out of Canada, doing extremely well, extensively traveling, and he keeps sharing something, what all is happening. And today we will share something very interesting because he has recently been honored. So happy Mother's Day. First of all, salutation, regards, and pranam to all the mothers, sisters, daughters, everybody world over, all the female folk. And mother की जगह कोई नहीं ले सकता, माँ तो माँ ही है. Hearty welcome. ICSI extends a very warm welcome to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, Monday, tomorrow evening, 8 p.m., there's a special program coming up. Sales and marketing opportunity with cruises. A lot of new jobs which are coming up. Tomorrow you will have Dr. Subhash Goyal, the chairman of the Strict Travels and Air Charters Group, eminent Indian tourism strategist, who is going to talk about which are the new cruises which all are taking place and where are the job opportunities for the young boys and girls, because post-pandemic you need good openings. Something again very interesting, will be taking you to Tamil Nadu. 38 districts we have got over there. There's a special program coming from Tamil Nadu, principals, teachers, educators, counselors, on Friday, 19th of May, 5:30 p.m., Artificial Intelligence Integration in Education, Capacity Building of Teachers, how AI is getting in, seeping in, and becoming the integral part of education ecosystem. We'll be having the case study of Tamil Nadu, and you will have prominent 38 principals on that day on the Zoom session. This will be from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., 2 hours marathon, mental shaking of the global wisdom. On 4th of June, on the eve of the World Environment Day, we are going to have Strategic Leadership for Service Industry Growth International East Summit. Will be starting in the morning at 9:30, and we will go till 9 p.m. in the evening. 8 to 9 p.m. like today is Sunday. That is also going to be Sunday, coincidentally. Regular program will be there from 8 to 9. But otherwise, the special session will start in the morning at 9:30 a.m. IST on 4th of June. With these words, I'm not going to take you to Dr. Parmeshwar Arora, but I just want to share with you that today he gave such a wonderful input, mental wellness, what exactly is happening with the younger generation and how people got to take care of that was something very interesting. Now, while extending a very warm welcome to both the distinguished guests, let's take on the journey. And Surya Vijay Shastri Kotamarti ji looks like he's taking off. I think his vehicle is going to take off today instead of aircraft. That's lovely. That's great. Today is a Mother's Day. Everybody is taking off. So hearty welcome to both my distinguished guests, Surya Vijay Shastri Kotamarti ji and Mr. Vikas Malhotra. It's a pleasure. Both are joining from Canada, and we are taking the journey forward. Before we start today's session, I wish to share with all of you that Mr. Vikas Malhotra has just returned from Mexico, and he has been given 3 awards last week in Mexico, which we will have in a little while details which we'll discuss. Clapping has come from Kotamarti ji. Rest, we will take it on. We will work it out. So with these words, Vijay Shastri Kotamarti ji, Vikas Malhotra gives you the biological advantage. Please go ahead. And thereafter we come to Vikas ji. Please go ahead.
Namaskar. Happy Mother's Day to everyone all across the globe, especially the people who are viewing right now. All the mothers and, of course, like Dr. Gulshan Sharma ji has said, the every women folk, including the children, grown-ups and everyone. It is a great day today, and everybody will have to excuse me. Actually, I'm with my family here in Mississauga. All of them are enjoying the Mother's Day. We are all
Namaskar to your family and greetings to your family and regards to your family. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. And today we will be discussing about the opportunities for vocational services in Canada. I will just describe maybe one or two to start with, and then later on I can add more after Vikasji gives his part about the travel and tourism part of the coming over to Canada. So in vocational training, vocational skills is a very vast and very big subject, but each one of them has its own relevance. And in fact, in Canada, if you are a semi-skilled person, I won't even say you don't need to be a designated engineer, or you don't need to be a designated electrician. That means all that you need to do is do some vocational courses in colleges where you are given the practical training. And obviously, being part of North America, the rules and the training that is given is as per the guidelines. And by the time you qualify and you come out of the college, you will succeed and you will be ready to get into the market. Just for the understanding of the viewers and the listeners, I would just like to state that in Canada, unlike India, where colleges are affiliated to the university directly and they issue degrees. The colleges, you can go to a college, study there, and then pass the exam because the degree examination, undergrad examination is conducted by the universities. Here in Canada, system is slightly different. The colleges give you what are called graduated certificates or diplomas, as we know them in India. And the actual university degree and the post-graduation degree, that is the undergrad and the postgrad, are only issued by universities. The reason I'm specifically saying that and demarcating it is because there is no need for someone to have gone to the university to attain certain vocational skills. They can go to the vocational colleges, and those are available in plenty. Many, to name few, they are Sheridan College, Humber College, many colleges, in fact, which are offering the vocational courses. And you can type vocational courses in Canada, and you'll find a big bunch of colleges offering all these things. Today I'm going to only specifically start with the electrician, giving, I'll just tell the need of that is required. In India, I know that if you need an electrician, you just give a call, and then someone will come. They will just come and do the work, and they take the money and they go. But unlike India, here it is slightly different. You cannot call an electrician who is not a qualified electrician, because if something happens either to him or to your house, in either case, you will be responsible. So people are very, very careful when it comes to allocating jobs or asking people to work for them, they will always look for people who are certified. And that's why I'm using the word certified, because the colleges do give the training, and thereafter there are certain courses you get yourself certified as an electrician. Just to take the vocational courses of an electrician, which are offered by many colleges, they practically show you, obviously when you have the passion for being an electrician, you will know at least the basics, like what you do. And of course they do teach the theory as well as the practicals, and I'm not sure, and I can't go too detailed into how they do it, but they definitely impart the theoretical training as well as the practical training. And I'm just saying electrician for today. I will just I can even tell you the need, because I myself have bought a Tesla day before, and it is a complete electric vehicle. And yeah, here in Canada, we use the 110 volts electricity, and the house is fully equipped with the 110 volts. I do have even a plug point in the garage where there is 110 volts. But in order to have someone come and do a job whereby a 240 volt electric unit is connected for me to charge my battery at home, I will have to call a designated electrician, and only he can do a job. I'm just giving you a practical example, the need. And I'm just one of the 35 million people who live in Canada, and there are certainly every day everyone has a home, and they have different types of needs. So I'll stop here with starting with the vocation of electrician, where there are many colleges. If you type, if you are interested in the field of coming over to Canada and studying, getting a graduate state certificate in as an electrician, you can Google it and you will be able to get. And we at ICSI, especially Dr. Gulshan Sharma, is a very big resource. ICSI is a big resource, and we are always here to, from our side to answer any questions that you may have. So with these words, I would like Vikasji to come over, and I'm anxiously waiting and congratulate him to have being given 3 great awards. I'm sure, the whoever Dr. Gulshan Sharma brings onto his program, all are people who are already having their own might and and their skills. And congratulations, Vikas ji. Over to you, and I'd
Thank
like
you.
to hear about the awards as well as, of course, your side of coming over to Canada.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Marty ji. First of all, congratulations for your electric vehicle, 110 volts electricity. That also we have learned. So all the darshak, those are joining this program, you have seen what voltage is required in Canada. That also you should know vis-a-vis what do you require in India. So Tesla, electric vehicle, 110 volts electricity. Now the vocationals, when we are talking about, one question we can take on later, very important. That is, India has got 37 sector skill councils. All these sector skill councils are specific, something for health, something for wellness, something for travel and tourism, something for IT, something for agriculture, like that. 37 sector skill councils. They all are under the aegis of the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, which has been formed in 2015. Okay, now coming forward, the people those are undergoing sector skill councils program over here, they have tried to bring some similarity in the certification to bring it at par with the global, because a lot of Indians are going for mason work, plumbers, electricians, and the AC air conditioner repairs and fixing and other things. So when they're going to Middle East and couple of other countries also, I do not know a person going from India would require to do some program in electrician work after reaching Canada, or whether the Sector Skill Council, which has got a certification under NCVET, National Council for Vocational Education and Training in India, which has ensured that there are different levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, to bring it at par with the global part. So we will take on this question, whether
Sure.
people those are interested to go for vocational works abroad, particularly when we are having specific case study today, Canada calling, will they require any separate program, or this certification, which is at par, because this certificate is acceptable in Australia, this certificate is acceptable in New Zealand, this certificate is acceptable in Middle East, Central Asia. So we will take on this separately. We will work it out. And thank you very much. And once again, heartiest congratulations, Kotamarti ji. Kindly wait. I'll come and sit in your electric vehicle in a while. I'll just
I'll be more than happy to answer that question after Vikas ji. And
Okay.
I am sitting in my electrical Tesla.
Yes, I'm coming. I'm coming. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring the another my distinguished guest this evening from Canada. He was away for 2 weeks to Mexico, and that's why we missed him last week, and we had a different program altogether. Now, it is something very interesting. He got 3 awards last week in Mexico for the highest sales in Canada, Ontario, and Ambassador Award for Playa Resorts, management of all inclusive properties in Caribbean for the Hyatt properties. So it's a big one, and heartiest congratulations. Kindly explain to us so that people understand what exactly. And today, without spending single rupee, we also want to travel to Mexico as well. Canada के साथ साथ Mexico भी घूम लेते हैं. What is the problem? We can enjoy there as well. Okay, let's take it on. Yes.
Sure. Namaskar, everybody. Thank you for having me once again over here. I'm full throttled, full of energy, enthusiastic to be on this platform once again. Before I come on to the Mexico part, I would like to contribute one little addition, which Vijayji has touched a very important subject. I don't know much about the certifications, what is required, but there is a requirement by the government. Any electrician, plumber, mechanic, anybody who is fixing things in your property needs to obtain a certification called WSIB. It means Workplace Safety and Insurance Board. That means if, and please write this down, W as in water, S as in sugar, I as in India, B as in Bravo. And Google has all kinds of info all about that. There is a certification required. You need to obtain that. What happens is if there is an injury while you're at work, at anybody's residence or a commercial property, the homeowner cannot be liable until if they have a WSIB certification. So when a homeowner or a commercial owner hires somebody, the first question homeowner should be asking is, are you WSIB certified? And if they say yes, please come and do the job at my place. Now, keep in mind that when you take a WSIB certification, your demand goes higher, your cost of hiring goes higher, because now you're hiring, as Vijayji rightly used the word, qualified employee, qualified personnel. So I just did not want to barge in. I just wanted to, wait for my turn to come. But the certification with Dr. Sharma sir has just said about, I don't know about that, but that kind of info can always be found out. Let's take a flight to Mexico for a few minutes now. Thank you so much for the respect, for the wishes to everyone, Dr. Sir, Vijayji, everyone. So let me just explain you. So Caribbean destinations you can think about have been divided into 2 different segments. One is called all-inclusive resorts, which all meals, all drinks, everything is included in the package or in the resort that you're going to go to. And another is, you can say, as a business hotel, which has all the conference facilities, etc. Under that, business hotels, they sometimes come with breakfast plan, sometimes come with European plan, means to say no meals and drinks are included. So Hyatt basically is not owned by a gentleman. Hyatt is a pool of investors. What these investors do is that they invest into a property, get approval and certification and branded by Hyatt chain because they have to meet certain standards. And this particular segment, which I deal with mainly, is the all-inclusive part, which is the vacation part. And that's actually our bread and butter as well. When you come over here, it's not like, oh, how much I have to pay. Yes, with the all-inclusive, you just pay one lump sum amount, and then you can drink and eat as much as you want. You can take 3 days, 4 days, 7 days, 10 days, it's up to you. Now, Hyatt basically has these levels, these tiers, what you can go for. So it took me like 14 years to reach to the level and I'm very happy to just say that you can, in our industry, you can relate this award, the Ambassador Award, as the highest. You can say there's the highest civilian award, like we have in India, the highest civilian award. In our industry, there's nothing beyond the Ambassador Award when you're into the sales team. So what does it take? How do they count? So they basically obviously see who has given the maximum room nights worldwide. It doesn't have to be one specific place. The Playa Resorts is the management firm, which has its head office in Florida, but their Caribbean head office is where we went for, and that is in Mexico, in the Cancun area. So, and then of course they had the other levels of the awards also. So I was happy to receive them. Obviously, who will not be happy? But I'm just saying that it's not something which comes overnight. There is a lot of background work. There's a lot of work which went, and it's not only me, it's my whole team in the office who contributes to these. I'm a recipient of the award, but the contribution is a teamwork always. I can also let you know that as I always say, that the tourism industry is full of future, which is bright. The word is bright, BRIGHT. In the North American market, now we know that COVID is almost over. When I say the word almost, until last week, there were certain countries which required a COVID testing. As an example, Ireland. As an example, Iceland. Now they have removed those. There's hardly any place in the world that you need to do a COVID test to enter. So keeping that in mind, why these things are happening worldwide is because they want to attract visitors coming over to them. When the visitors come, what happens is you grow richer in the mind, you experience something extremely good, and you learn about the other place and you enjoy. And on the other side, it gives an economic flow to the place that you're going to. You're still going to eat, you're still going to drink, you're still going to buy some passes for the attractions. You're still going to do something or the other. You're not going to sit in a park all the 7 days. So what's happening is there is an economic multiplier effect which has been happening. And tourism is the mainstream industry of a lot of these Caribbean destinations. As an example, Cuba. As an example, Dominican Republic. As an example, Antigua, St. Lucia, St. Martin. The list goes on and on and on. So I do want to let you know that it is a huge industry. The COVID restrictions are over. And a couple of weeks ago, I requested everybody, please take your first step. Canada can be your very good hub for this industry, because when you're here, you can really go to all these parts of North America, South America, Europe, Asia, because geographically, we have the Atlantic Ocean on our east, Pacific Ocean on our west. All the Southeast Asia, Japan, Australia, Australasia, all of those places can be accessed from the West Coast, and from the East Coast, we can access complete Europe, UK, the western part of Asia, Middle East, everything can be accessed. So geographically, we are placed very well. So that's basically what I wanted to let you know, that the 35 million Canadians who are over here. They love to travel, they love to explore the world outside. And once when you come here, you will be part of that system also, even if you go for one day somewhere out. And it is beautiful out there. At the same time, before I give my closing sentence, I would like to wish Kotam Martiji for the new car that he got. The EV is the future. And that's actually a short list by me also, but I haven't decided anything yet. But absolutely, Tesla is, whether you take Model X, you take Y, you take Tesla 3, that's besides the point. But Tesla or EV is definitely on the rise.
Wow, that's great. That's a
Thank
green tourism. That's a green tourism
It
because
is.
avoid pollution, avoid CO2, whatever you can.
Yep.
So that's lovely, Vikasji, to hear and to get the complete detail. My doubts are also clear. All-inclusive resort and business hotel, 2 areas and everything, and what is in Florida and what exactly is in Mexico. Now the concept is clear. We will come back. Now we are taking a flight from Mexico to Canada. Let's move to Toronto and meet Vijay Shastri Kotamartiji. Please go ahead.
Thanks, Sharmaji. Coming back to what Vikas ji said is correct. We have the Workmen Safety and Insurance Board, which actually regulates the insurability of organizations, including all type of services. It's not just only for manufacturing or only for trading. There are even accountants, lawyers, because each organization has people working for them. So there are certain precautions, safety measures that each one of them have to take, and they have to pay the premium to the Workmen Safety Insurance Board in order to satisfy them that they are employing people who are insurable. So coming back to that certification, and anyone who is acting as a subcontractor, relating it to the electricians that we were talking about, they if they are going somewhere and they have to work, like because you said, if you are a subcontractor registered for doing those type of work with WSIB, that itself shows that you are authorized to go and work because you have the proper certification. And coming to the certification part that you had said, Sharmaji, I would just like to say that even though in India, they are having the certification, and maybe there are other countries in the world which are recognizing the certification, probably the council in India should also coordinate. In fact, recently Mr. Piyush Goyal was here. I had met him here in Toronto, and there is a lot of exchange of businesses and all going between India and Canada. And this is one thing which, if other countries have already allowed, probably, and you at ICSI, you have a good voice at the ministry and the sector council levels. Kindly talk to them and see, what can be done in order for the certification here. Because as far as I know, Canada is very, very, very strict about local certification. Even though technically they have all the competence that they have in other parts of the world, when they come here, they have to get locally certified. That's what I would say. And I tell all this with my practical experience of even being a CPA.
Your mic has gone muted.
Just that, and I would once again wish everyone happy Mother's Day. In fact, we should discuss more about these vocational services in the next week also, Sharmaji, so that people can understand. It is a very vast subject. Like I said, when we started the details about the healthcare and all these things, each sector has its own requirements and certifications. So we should we will talk about more in the next week. Happy Mother's Day once again to everyone, and happy Mother's Day to Bharti and then Vikasji, to your family, all the mothers in the family. We are here on this earth only because of Mom. That much I can say. I will not say anything more than that. Happy Mother's Day to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We wish you all the best for the evening dinner. I'll be missing, but well, I'll take it on from you later on. You kindly move on, and your Tesla electric vehicle should move forward now. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us over here. Vikasji, kindly before we wind up the evening, I just wish to share, because the title we have given Canada Calling. Can you discuss certain developments which have taken related to travel, tourism, hospitality, aviation, something related to that in Canada in last 2 weeks?
Sure, Ji. So thank you once again. So as I said, that the COVID restrictions have been removed. That's one. Another thing is that Emirates Airlines has announced that they will be having a daily frequency between Dubai and Toronto. And on the other side also, that there is a higher frequency of even Air India flights which are being spoken about. Now, when I talk about Air India, there was a news which just came last week, which is in reference to our webinar on this very platform about two or 3 months ago. We talked about some non-stop flights between United States and India.
Yes.
And yes, so there was a frequency which was flights going from Delhi to Chicago, Delhi to New York, and they removed the Delhi to Houston. In Texas, they removed it, but now they have plans to bring it back.
Okay.
And on the Pacific side, there is a plan also to increase the frequency of Delhi to Los Angeles, Pacific side.
Okay.
Now, there has been some talks about that, something called as the interline agreement between Air India. First of all, I want to tell you one thing about Air India before I say the next thing. Air India is a part of Star Alliance now.
Yes.
So what does it tell us? Star Alliance is not about the mileage. It is about the mileage also, but it is very, very important to understand what does the alliance mean. Alliance means that if there is an Air India flight between, let's say, Delhi to Los Angeles, the onward sector, but somebody wants to go to San Francisco, will actually use United Airlines because United is also a part of Star Alliance. So your itinerary, your routing will be constructed in a way, Delhi to LA, Los Angeles on Air India, and then LA to San Francisco on United. What does that tell us? A passenger has an ability to choose a flight which is going to bring him or her in the shortest possible time into United States. And then there is an arrangement between the two airlines which will give him the load factor for the LA to San Francisco sector. Who benefits in these kind of alliances? Everybody. Airlines, Air India gets its share. Number two, United gets its share. Number three, passenger is very happy. Because not only that brings the price down, otherwise think about it, you have to buy two separate documents. When you buy two separate tickets, you have to pay the baggage twice. On certain fares within the North America, you have to pay for the bag. But when you are ticketing on Air India document, your bags are already included. So there is a lower cost. Second thing is that you are flying at a shorter distance. And third, and the very, very important thing is that the airlines become responsible for your baggage right up to the final destination or over there. You have to claim it because of the customs and the first point of your US entry, but the responsibility of the baggage resides on the airline when these kind of alliances is there. So talking about alliances, Air India has announced its interline agreement with the other partners of these Star Alliance to increase its frequency as well. So these are really, really the positive developments which is over there in the airline industry. Allow me to share one very, very small story over here. In India, Chandigarh, actually, I was working for the GS of the United Airlines. There was a time frame. I can tell you the training that I did at that point of time is grilled in my mind. And guess what? Who helped on all these? The training was actually, my foundation was with ITFT. I'm not trying to pro ITFT. I'm just trying to say your fundamentals should be very, very strong Because once when you base upon those, in our time, and Dr. Sir will agree, we used to have ORG books, ABC, those thick books. Now everything is in the software. But in ITFT, we used to read those books. We used to bring those books and we used to read them. What does those books tell us? They were telling us the same thing I'm talking now, how to construct an interline agreement fair. And those fundamentals, when it comes in your mind, helps me even day to day right now in my life after almost 25 years. I still use them. Because your fundamentals are very strong. So, gentlemen, ladies, sisters, brothers, mothers, friends, please do not see just the superficial part. Oh, I want to go abroad. You got to have your foundation very strong. That's very important to understand what the concept is.
Wonderful, wonderful. Such a
I think I get very driven when I talk about on these platforms. I love my industry, and
Yes,
I can tell you the future is bright. BRIGHT.
yes. Thank you. Vikas, today I've got some new insight after listening to you. You
Sure.
know, wherever you travel, wherever you are doing some kind of a work, for your organization and all, share those positive destinations with the people. That's number one. Secondly, whatever development is taking place with Canada, with regard to aviation, with regard to tourism, with regard to hospitality, with regard to service industry. Today, the input which we have given of the interline agreement, and particularly when you talked about Air India, and you gave a clarification to people if you're traveling from place A to place C, and place B you're being dropped, how you're being picked up from B and taken to C also without any hassle, and your baggage also reaches the C. That is something amazing which people should know, people should learn, people should pick up. Secondly, you also gave us valuable input on Mexico. That was again amazing. Thirdly, when you told Emirates starting direct flight from Dubai to Toronto, that is again a latest information. I personally feel from the next week, whenever we are having a session, 10 to 12 minutes in aviation industry, what is going on, where India is involved, Canada is involved, any other destination you feel which people should know, what changes are coming in aviation industry, what new trends are coming in aviation industry. And if you recall, what is my weak nerve at this age? I'm very fond of technology. I'm very fond of artificial intelligence. We should also talk at least one tool every week with our audience where we tell them that this is the new tool of artificial intelligence, whether in airlines, whether in tourism, whether in hospitality, whether in service, whether in retail, anywhere. But we should talk about technology. People are talking about Chat GPT. Let's move ahead. The motherboard of the entire thing on the Mother's Day, and one tool every week we should talk about, because I still recall you gave something very interesting that day, how to read and a couple of other things, the artificial intelligence tools which you had given that day. I personally feel this would make the program very meaningful. Otherwise, I'm saying we are giving wonderful information, but I think it will be an add-on and it will give more value to our people, those who are joining for this particular program. How do you look at it?
Thank you. Please allow me to give a little bit of homework, one-liner homework to our dear audiences. Yes. I'm going to speak about something called as Q Suite. Q, like the letter Q, Suite, SUITE. Please go to YouTube and put Qatar Airways Q Suite. I can tell you, it is mind-blowing. It has won awards. The ad agency, whoever is handling that, how they've created what is a Q Suite, it feels you want to jump into that plane right now. So we will talk about that. Artificial intelligence is also there. And then we can discuss something about CRS. We can discuss something about code share agreements between the airlines. We can discuss why there are 4-digit flight numbers as opposed to 2 and 3. What is IATA? We can discuss all those things. What is the airport code? Why does the Canadian airports have always a letter Y in starting from the others? Who started all this? we can that subject is in my heart, it's in my blood, and I love it. So I really would love to talk about this. It's a vast thing, so maybe we can take one segment per week. Otherwise, it'll be too much of info, which everybody will take.
Wow.
And I would kindly request our audiences to please be more interactive. Please ask questions. The more questions our audiences will ask, the more I can read their mind, what are they thinking. And that's what this platform is, clarification. Clear, everything should be clear. Canada, to call you, you got to be totally clear in your mind. What am I looking for? What am I doing? I'm not going to take a lecture class that how to construct a fair, how to do this, but I'm going to tell you all the things which Canada will love you to already know in advance before you come here. Because you don't have to be trained. You're already proving to be an asset to the organization you're going to join. And tell me who will not like to employ. If I'm an employer, which I have a team, I don't want to, I feel I should not be training anybody. I should just hire day one, get onto your desk, start moving.
Wow.
So let's do this over there. And my full support is there. Thank you for asking that.
Lovely, lovely. I think it's going to make our platform more interesting, more stimulating, more rewarding, because as a true Indian, coming from a very humble background, my efforts are you should spend least of money to do any training outside. Go yourself prepared, what Vikasji has told. Prepare yourself, work on yourself, get value addition right over here so that world needs you and world says that we want to have you. He has mentioned about Qatar Airways. All of you should try and go through that country's GDP. Try and see what a small country is doing wonderful. How did they bring the world FIFA? And a couple of other things when you can take into consideration. Very interesting. He talked about CRS. He talked about code sharing agreement, 4-digit codes, IATA, and airport codes, and why Y is given in Canada, in the starting as a prefix for everything. I think a lot is in the kitty, and we all will pick up a lot. We all will learn a lot with these words. Once again, our deepest and heartiest congratulations and blessings to Mr. Vikas Malhotra for those 3 awards. Many more such. This is just the pointer upward, and we got to climb many mountains together. Thank you very much. Thanks, and we have a wonderful day ahead. So my global audience, thank you very much for joining us today. Keep sharing the vision. And as he mentioned, keep asking the questions on the YouTube so that we can take on some of the inputs of yours as well. It should not be a one-way traffic. It should be rather both ways. Thank you. Thank you very much. Look forward to meeting you on Sunday evening.